Well, joining me now to discuss the Citigroup bailout and Barack Obama's plans to stimulate the U.S. economy is Max Keiser, a financial analyst based in Paris. Thanks very much for joining us. So will this latest rescue plan to bail out Citigroup do the trick? Is it a good idea?
No, it won't really make much difference. Remember, 18 months ago, we topped out at 1.2 quadrillion in derivatives around the world in the global banking system. Over the past 18 months, the global stock market has contracted by roughly $30 trillion. The global derivative supply has gone from 1.2 quadrillion to about 700 trillion. They've got to get that number down to around $100 trillion. The total bailouts in America and around the world, principally in America, have been announced equaling right now about $7 trillion. They won't even begin to get into this problem until they talk about $20 trillion in bailout money. So they're not even halfway through putting together the necessary funds.
Okay, but if we look at the example of Citigroup, it's such an interconnected player in the global economy. It has operations stretching around the globe in more than 100 countries. Can it be allowed to fail?
It's already failed. It's already failed, and I think that what people need to come to realize.
But would it be much worse if the U.S. government didn't step in?
Failure. Well, it's beyond the. It's not about the U.S. government. It's whether the foreign savers who lend America money, China principally, are going to continue to lend America money. That's the big question, because America is going to have to float trillions of dollars worth of debt to bail out these banks, and they're getting that money from foreign creditors like China in the Mideast and these other foreign creditors. That's the question. Are they going to continue to lend America money? And the answer is going to be no, which means that we're looking for a global currency devaluation, including the dollar. That's the only way there's going to be any real significant rectifying solution to this global economic catastrophe. Is going to be a global currency devaluation. The U.S. dollar, for example, would be cut in half.
What should the U.S. government be doing to avoid that situation?
Well, the principal architects of this catastrophe are all leaving town. They're all leaving Washington. If you bring in Robert Rubin and the old Clintonites, they were the ones who started this catastrophe. Remember, under Robert Rubin and Lawrence Summers, they repealed Glass-Steagall under the Clinton administration. That was a complete catastrophe. That led to the merging of the investment banks and the banks, which led to our current situation of $1 trillion in deficits. If you're talking about Tim Geithner, he's part of the system. He's part of the Chicago school. He's part of the neoliberal model. He doesn't have any worthwhile solutions. All they're going to do is try to delay the day of reckoning. They're not actually going to try to solve the problem. And I'm afraid that the global banking system is still on the cusp of a massive implosion, which will only precipitate a global currency revaluation, with the U.S. dollar getting cut in half.
A very grim picture you've painted there, Max Keiser. Thanks very much for your animated analysis.